Growing up, X-Men was always my favorite Marvel team. I loved the X-Men. So, child me, hearing there was an all X-Men fighting game, I knew I had to play this game. Problem was, I grew up in the 2000s, but I didn't even start getting into fighting games until around, I want to say, early 2010s. So it's safe to say the arcade scene around then was kinda dead. And since growing up I didn't get an allowance of any kind, which as a kid I was salty about, but now that I'm an adult, I'm not so mad about. Actually, I'm not mad at all because my mom was right. Money does not grow on trees whatsoever. But since I didn't have an allowance growing up and I didn't really, have a way to get money since I was a child, I wasn't able to get money to buy a game, let alone a whole console for a game. So I knew this X-Men fighting game was older and I just kind of accepted the fact that I would probably never be able to play it. That was until fast forward to 2024, where this game was announced in the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and I finally had a chance to actually play it on console, and I actually took it online and started grinding it a bit, and I loved it immediately. X-Men Children of the Atom is a great game that's honestly aged pretty well. And I do love this game. I might not play it all the time, but I love it. I really do. It's such a good game. It's aged really well, and even though the roster isn't huge, for the time period that this game was released, it's a great roster. It has some really big fan favorites such as Wolverine, Cyclops, Magneto, Storm, Psylocke, and then you have some more deeper pulls that newer Marvel fans might not know about, such as Spiral and Omega Red. And I just love the overall aesthetic of this game as well. And earlier this year, I want to say around July, so more like the middle of the year rather than early this year, I was actually in an X-Men Children of the Atom tournament, which is actually where this idea came from. So, you may know I started this series called Rank the Roster, and this is the second episode of Rank the Roster. Reason being, as I was working on the first episode, which was the Ultra Street Fighter 4 episode, I was in a tournament for this game, and I was grinding this game that whole week, and I found that I really realized how much I love this game and love the gameplay. And I figured that making a rank roster this early on into the series would be a good excuse to actually lab this game and lab these characters and stuff. Ayo, what's up my G's? It's your boy Tyler G Plays, and welcome back to Rank the Roster. Or if you're new here, welcome to Rank the Roster. This is a series that I created really as an excuse to learn multiple games and learn whole rosters because I have no life and I love no life in fighting games, but also because I thought it'd be a fun series. And that's right, this episode is X-Men Children of the Atom. Reason being, like I said, I just kind of want an excuse to learn it. And I've been getting into it more recently because of that tournament I was in, and I've been labbing it a bit more too, and I figured it'd be fun to learn the whole roster. So, to those new here, let me explain how these Rank the Roster videos work. The Rank the Roster videos are videos where I pretty much learn every character in a game and learn the entire roster, at least to a basic level. And by basic level, I mean I learn their basic moves, their basic neutral options, like their anti-air options, their combo extending options, their poking options, stuff like that. I learned some bread and butters, I learned how their moves work together and how they truly function and see what situations can be applied to. I learn maybe some basic block screens and setups, and that's it. That's the basic level of learning. Maybe sometimes frame traps, maybe sometimes, if I had the time to, infinites, but for the most part it's mainly the basic stuffs with a little bit of extra stuff thrown in. And after I learned every character in said roster, I ranked the roster based on how much I like the character, with my least favorite character to play at the bottom and my favorite character to play at the top. And if you're new here, we actually divide this into tiers, because tiers not only helps me out a lot, it really does, it makes it easier to kind of, during the actual creating the video process of how to determine which characters I like more than another or which characters I like less than other. I kind of see if I agree with the tier they're on, it just helps me out a lot, but also it helps make the video more digestible, I feel like. But I feel like it makes the structure of the video just overall easier to follow and more digestible as well. Now the characters are still ranked from least favorite to play to most favorite to play, just in tiers now instead. And these 5 tiers are Tier 5, never picking them tier. This tier is pretty much characters I do not like the gameplay of at all, or I like the gameplay very, very, very slightly, but not nearly enough to ever want to pick them. Tier 4 is alright tier. These are characters I find alright to play. They're not exactly fun, they're not exactly bad, they're just alright. I will barely ever pick them, but I might pick them very rarely. Tier 3 is me play equals me smile. So this tier is characters I genuinely enjoy playing. These are characters I genuinely find fun, and I find them fun enough to pick every once in a while. Tier 2 is insanely fun tier. And this tier is full of characters I find just very fun to play, and there's some really fun characters, and I just, like the name of the tier suggests, I find them insanely fun to play. These are characters I'll gravitate to often when I'm not playing in my main rotation of characters. Which, speaking of main rotation characters, tier 1 is GOATed gameplay tier, and these are my main rotation of characters, as these are the characters I find the most fun in the entire game to play. These characters are absolutely GOATed in terms of gameplay, and I absolutely love the way they play, which is why they're in my main rotation. With all that being said, you can probably guess, but I'll say this ranking is completely opinionated. This has strictly everything to do with gameplay, nothing else. It has nothing to do with how much I like the design, how much I like them as a character. It's strictly based on how much I personally like their gameplay. So it's purely opinionated. With all that out of the way, that's enough yapping. Time to get to the ranking of X-Men Children of the Atom.
Round 1. Fight!
Now, before I actually start talking about the gameplay and stuff, I just want to make one thing clear, a little quick disclaimer. So you might notice that my gameplay throughout this video is pretty rough, and I'm getting washed and cooked a lot by the AI. It's not because I'm abysmal dog water at this game. I mean, I am dog water, just not abysmal dog water. Reason being, the AI in this game is rough. Yeah, I do love this game, but the single player makes me crash out because the AI in this game is some of the most button reading, input reading, BS AI I think I've ever fought in a fighting game. Like, I played arcade mode on this game through the easiest difficulty possible on the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, and it was still really rough. So if you see me getting my ass kicked in the back on the gameplay, just know that's why. The AI is really rough to fight. But coming in at number 13, last place, we have Akuma, which might be shocking because it's Akuma, and Akuma is my favorite character to play in Ultra Street Fighter 4 and one of my favorite characters to play in multiple other games as well. But in this, he's just not super fun in my opinion. He can be fun, but he's just not a character I ever really enjoy playing. He has really fast movement, he has his normal Hadokens, he has his air Hadoken. Only in this game, 2 Hadokens come out when he has the airborne version instead of just 1. He has Shuriken, he has Hurricane Kick, he has a parry attack, which is new to this game since he never had it before, and he has some nice tools. He does. Problem is, it seems like everyone can counter him pretty easily, despite some believing that he's busted, which, considering how much damage he does and how fast he can be, in the hands of a good player he can be pretty busted, but to me, I just don't enjoy playing him that much. He is very fast. He does a lot of damage. Problem is, he has very low health, which means a lot of these characters, if you know anything about this game, could easily wipe the floor with him, because a lot of these characters have really just a good amount of moves that can counter his tools. Like, a lot of characters have full screen supers or long range attacks that can counter fireballs. They can wait patiently and bait out anti-airs or his Hurricane Kick, then punish them. And from my experience, it's very easy to get 2-touched as Akuma as well because he has very low health, especially when going against a character like Colossus, known for doing insane damage, or maybe even Juggernaut, Magneto, Wolverine, Storm, all characters that are considered really high damage characters. They could easily wipe the floor with Akuma and can easily counter him as well because of their movesets. The rest of the roster, I just much rather play over him because he can be fun, but just the rest of the roster is more fun in my opinion.
Round 1. Fight!
Coming in at number 12, we have Spiral, and Spiral's unique. So Spiral in the hands of a good player is really fun to watch, and she has some really cool stuff as well, but for me she's just not for me, which is why she's in this tier. Her gameplay's okay to me, but it seems like whenever I do play as her, maybe it's just because I'm not really that skilled with her, which is probably it since I never played her until this video, but it seems like her most reliant moves are her heavy punch moves, and then her only special move that does not take any meter whatsoever, because yes, she has a plethora of special moves. Let's talk about that. She has a teleport where she can teleport in the sky. She has a teleport where she can switch places with them. She has several different boosts, or I guess installs you could say, with one install giving her just insane speed, another one giving her visibility, and then another one I think increasing her attack damage in general. And it's really cool, and she just has a lot of cool stuff going on in general. Problem is, pretty much everything costs meter. The only 2 special moves that don't cost meter is her sword special move, where she has a bunch of swords floating around her. You can do different projectiles with those swords depending on like what button you push, or her anti-air grab. Problem being, these moves are kind of hard to pull off off because one is an anti-air grab, so obviously you get to use it as an anti-air, and you can use it in combos if you do it correctly. But I've always found it kind of hard to pull off, especially since it is a charge input. It's charge down then up punch. And then her sword special move, it has quite a few startup frames. So if you do it wrong, you want to make sure you have plenty of space away from your opponent. Otherwise, you'll get punched very easily. Very easily. And she has some decent buttons, but really her only fun button in my opinion is standing heavy punch and crouching heavy punch. Those are two really nice buttons, especially for countering. And she has a really cool super, like it's a really cool damaging super. And she has some fun, unique stuff going on. She's really fun to watch, but she's just not exactly a character I enjoy playing that much.
Round one. Fight!
Coming in at number 11, and actually the only character in this tier, we have Sentinel. So Sentinel I was actually going to put in the never picking them tier, but the more I played around with him, the more I realized he's actually kind of fun. He's not like one of my go-to characters, but he can be kind of fun, and he has quite a fun tool set. He has a lot of zoning options, He has a really good OTG option with his downwards rocket punch, which is a really good combo ender or extender or whatever. He has some really nice buttons just in general, and he has a plethora of zoning options. Like I said, his standing heavy punch alone is a zoning option, and then his crouching, like his sweep attack, is just a really far reaching crouch. Granted, it has a lot of recovering frames, but it reaches a long way as well, which means if you can space it right and use it as a punish, it might work. And he has plenty of zoning special moves with rocket punch, his mini sentinels putting out different types of bombs, whether it's downwards, forwards, or upwards, and then just dropping the bomb on top of the opponent. And his buttons are just kind of fun as well. He has really nice buttons, and his whole fight mechanic is really fun as well, as it can lead to some really messy mix-up. If you know what you're doing, unlike me, it can probably lead to some messy mix-ups, I'm guessing. At least the Sentinel I fought in that tournament I was in did some really nasty mix-ups on me with the flight. So from what I can tell, you can, but I'm just not skilled enough with him to do those. But yeah, he can be kind of fun. I just don't find him fun enough to ever really consider him like really fun, and I really only find his gameplay alright. But just because he's alright doesn't mean I don't find him fun, because like I said, I do find him kind of fun, just not fun enough to justify putting him any higher in my opinion. Although he has some really good tools, he really does.
Round one. Fight!
Coming in at number 10, and one of the only two characters in this tier, we have Cyclops up first. Cyclops is kind of the Shoto character of this game. He has a DP move, he has a projectile move for zoning, and he has a really good dash in, which kind of covers kind of like the normal Shoto advancing move. Cyclops instead has just a really good dash, as he can just go into a full-on sprint, and from that sprint he has plenty of options, including an actual command combo, and also I think a grab of some type, like a running grab, and it's really cool. And overall, Cyclops just has some really good options and really good buttons as well. And if you know what you're doing with him, he's actually pretty fun. I just find the rest of the cast more fun than him. That's the only reason why he's this low, because Cyclops I actually had a lot of fun playing and trying out, because he's not what I was expecting. I was expecting a pure zoner, but no. Obviously he has zoning. He's a good zoner, he is, because of Cyclops. But he also has a lot of other options as well, which makes him more adjacent to a Shoto-like character. Or pretty much he's the Shoto of the game, I should say. And he has good zoning options, he has good combos. If you have the execution, I know there's one combo he has which can like links his light kicks into each other. I think it's like light kick dash, it's crouching light kick dash, crouching light kick dash. You just have to have good execution for it, unlike me. But he has some really saucy stuff, he has really fun stuff, and even his basic bread and butters I had a lot of fun doing. And his supers in general are really nice, like his whole full screen giant laser he does is a really nice super, and then his other super where he kind of controls what way the laser goes is also a really fun super. It can be used as a standard laser, you can use it as an anti-air laser, you can use it for your multiple different angles, which makes it really fun to do. And Cyclops is just a fun character in general.
Round one. Fight!
Number 9, we have Colossus, and Colossus is actually really fun. Really fun. Yeah, I'm going to sound like a broken record from this point on, because Honestly, this is a game where I find pretty much the whole roster really fun to play, or insanely fun to play. Like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but this is like this is one of the few rosters where I find almost every single character to be either tier 3 or higher in terms of how fun I find them to play. And yeah, Colossus is really fun. He is really fun. Now granted, I absolutely hate, and I mean I absolutely fucking hate fighting him. God, I hate fighting him. Especially with the busted AI in arcade mode. Because why is he input reading everything I do, having perfect Oki, having perfect counters, popping his super armor at the exact time I'm trying to do something? Oh my god, I hate fighting him. I hate fighting him. I won't crash out. Okay. Alright, now calming down before I crash out, thinking about fighting him. Playing him's a different story. I actually do really enjoy playing him. Like I said, he has really good Oki, as he can do pressure. Surprisingly, he has really good pressure despite being a big body grappler character. But because of his hit grab, he has really good pressure. He has on the ground or OTG grab that can be used as well. He has a shoulder charge that can be directed either forward, slightly upwards, or just a full-on anti-air shoulder charge, which can be used for anti-airs or combos. He has some really nice buttons in general, just really nice buttons. He does really good damage. His super's not the best, but it's a super and it can be used as an OTG if they're on the ground long enough. And then his install super, or I can't really remember what they're called in this game, but I know everyone in this game has an install, I just can't remember what they're called. But his install is actually really helpful. It's really annoying to fight, but it's very helpful when playing him. He gets super armor, and with super armor, he gets pretty much as many hits as he can take until their timer runs out. Meaning you can pop the super armor and just tank through like 10 hits in a row, and you'll be alright as long as there's still timer to be there, like as long as there's still timer left. And it's really annoying to fight. It makes me hate fighting him, but when you're playing him, it's really useful and it can be really helpful as well, especially if you're dealing with someone who likes to zone a lot, or someone who's doing just a bunch of mix-up rush down stuff, and so that way you can kind of tank through the hits and try to counter. It can be really useful. And yeah, he's just fun overall, and he's just overall a really fun character, and I'm glad he's fun because Colossus is a great character as well. Love him in the comics, love him in the whatever media he's in. He's just a great character, so I'm happy he's fun to play.
Round one. Fight!
Alright, now we're on to the biggest tier. This is the tier with the most characters in the video. And starting off at number 8, we have Iceman. Iceman's a zoner. Like, he's just a zoner. But even though he's a zoner, he actually has really nice buttons. He has some really nice long-ranging pokes that can help with countering or whiff punishing pretty well. He has some actually decent up-close options, surprisingly. And some of his bread and butter combos you can do off his running attacks can be pretty, honestly, really satisfying. Like, especially if you pop a running heavy kick and launch them, and then lead them into a projectile or ice beam in some way. It's really satisfying. It doesn't do the most damage in the world, but it's really satisfying to do. And honestly, that's how I would describe Iceman's gameplay in this game. It's just satisfying. He's not the most crazy character. He's not the most visually crazy. He's not the most crazy to play. He's honestly pretty simple. And if you don't really like zoners, you probably won't like playing him. But in my opinion, he's a really satisfying zoner to play. He has really only 2 special moves. He has Ice Beam and then like a giant ice ball that he forms in the sky that drops down on them. And then he has 2 command attacks, being Jumping to Heavy Punch, which is just a straight like ice ball down, which is a really good, I guess, overhead mix-up tool or maybe even cross-up tool if they block the wrong way. And then he has Jump to Heavy Kick as well, which is just a really nice overhead tool as well. But like I said, his main fun comes from his projectiles because they're honestly really nice projectiles. Ice Beam's useful just in multiple scenarios. It has slow recovery, so you don't want to whiff it or miss it at all. But his Ice Ball thing, his Ice Boulder attack, is really useful for anti-airs, useful for combos, useful for mix-up, useful for Oki or OTG. Like, it's just a really good move. And his install, he gets like a giant ice fist, like his hand gets covered in a giant ice ball. I think it does more damage. I didn't play around with it a whole lot because I usually use my meter for his super, but I think it does more damage, and I think that's about it. It might increase his defense as well, but I'm not completely sure because, like I said, I didn't play around with it a whole lot because I mainly used his meter for his super, because his super is hella nice. I'm not gonna lie, his super is awesome. It's a really good super. It reaches full screen. He just has like a flurry of projectiles, ice projectiles flying out towards the opponent, and even if they block it, it makes really good chip damage. And if you're far away enough, I'm pretty sure it's safe on block. From what I played, from my experience, it seems safe on block. I could be wrong. Like I said, this list is strictly based on how much I enjoy playing them, so I didn't study frame data or anything like that. But from what I was playing and learning him, whenever I popped this move from like his super from really far away, I was pretty much always safe. They could never counter me, and it does a good amount of chip damage, and it's just a really fun and useful super as well. And Iceman's just a really good zoner character with surprisingly decent options for up close, and he's just pretty fun to play.
Round 1. Fight!
Coming in at number 7, we have the Juggernaut. And the Juggernaut is really fun. I was not expecting to have fun with him at all because I usually don't like big body characters. I really don't. Never been a fan of big body characters. I don't like characters that move slow and all that. But Juggernaut's really fun. I can't front. I cannot front. He's really fun. Yes, he moves slow. He does. But one of his passives is he already has super armor applied to him. So I'm pretty sure you can tank a hit, and then you won't like actually go into hit stun unless they do more than one hit. Like one hit in a string. Like if they just hit you with a straight hit, I'm pretty sure you're good. Now if they hit you with a combo, you'll be comboed, you'll be put in hit stun, whatever. But if you just get it with a straight hit, oh, you're good, you're solid, you're still not in hit stun, you just tanked it. And it's both fitting for the character and his gameplay style. Because Juggernaut's a really big body character that embodies big body. He is all about the really slow movement speed for very strong attacks. Just his normal buttons alone does a lot of damage, but then you get into his special moves which do even more damage. Like he has a powered up like kind of super punch special move which does a lot of damage, and then he has a ground pound special move that is kind of used as a projectile almost. Granted, it can be jumped because all it does is cause like an earthquake heading towards the opponent, but if you space it correctly, you can actually hit them with the actual ground pound itself and then the earthquake that follows. So it can be used for pressure, it can be used to counter stuff. It's just a really good special move in general, and the special move is also really good for Oki setups and OTG setups and stuff like that, because I'm pretty sure it hits OTG as well. And speaking of OTG, he actually has an OTG grab just like Colossus, where you can pick them up and do a throw while they're laying on the ground, and that's also a really nice tool as well. And his install is super armor, so he gets even more armor. Like, he didn't need it at all, but it's fitting for the character, considering who the character is. It's very fitting. And then his actual super move is he just does one giant headbutt, charging forward. Like, he charges forward, but instead of doing a shoulder tackle or anything like that, it's just a giant headbutt, and it does an insane amount of damage. Like, it does some crazy damage. And overall, I'm usually not a fan of big body characters at all, but Juggernaut has a lot of useful tools. He has really fun buttons, and even though he has really slow movement speed, he makes up for it in defense and attack, and he's surprisingly fun to play. I was not expecting to enjoy playing him at all, honestly.
Round 1. Fight!
Number 6, we have Omega Red. Now, he's kind of weird. I don't really know what to classify him as. He's like a zoner, grappler, hybrid? I don't know. Okay, so Omega Red obviously is insanely fun. He's in this tier for a reason. And what makes him so fun is just he's really unique and really weird to play, and I kind of love it. He has some nice buttons, he does, but his main fun comes from his special moves. His special moves, and especially his super combo, which we'll get to as it's probably one of the best super combos in the game in my opinion. But his special moves, he has multiple different like hit grabs. Yeah, they're hit grabs. He has multiple different hit grabs from his rope special move. So when he does a hit grab, he can either do forward, he can do at an angle, or he can do straight up, like a 90-degree angle, like straight up. And on contact, you can either throw them by pushing back, so he'll do an actual throw. You can either rapidly push the punch button to drain their life bar and add to your own life bar, essentially giving you life back, or you can push the kick button and drain their super meter to give yourself some super meter, which is really cool. And the fact you have 3 different options off of just a normal hit grab is insane to me, especially since one of the options is meant for damage, while the other 2, one does damage and the other one is pure strategy. Because he has so many options off his hit grabs, and because he has so many different angles, because meaning that it can be used as an anti-air, it can be used as maybe a cross-up attempt counter, like if someone's trying to cross you up, you can use it as a counter for that, like while they're right overhead of you, and you can use it as a whiff punishing tool since you can also shoot it straight ahead. But because he has so many options off the initial grab, not just the angle it goes, but also the grab itself, it adds another level of strategy to his gameplay. Like once you grab them, you can be like, oh, do I just want to throw them to create space? Do I want to steal some of their life to add to my own life? Maybe I'm just a little bit away from getting my super. I can build up my meter real quick. I won't get any damage, but I'll build up my meter. It's just a whole nother level of strategy to his gameplay because of the way his hit grab works, and I love it. It's awesome. And you can also do his hit grab in the air, and in the air his hit grab you can do once again straightforward or at a downwards angle or straight down, meaning it could be used as a cross-up tool or mix-up tool essentially. And the air version functions just the same as the ground version as well, meaning there's 3 different types of follow-ups. And that's not even only his only special move. His other special move is kind of like a bungee special move. So he uses his cords, like his metallic cords that he has, and he pretty much bungees himself at an angle depending on which kick button pushed, as it's a kick special move, and one button makes him go straight forward, one makes him go at an angle, and another makes him go straight up. Unique thing about this, yes, it bungees him, meaning it's a good movement tool as well as an attacking tool. You can actually cancel the bungee and go straight back to where you were. So if you cancel the bungee, you will not follow up. Like let's say you go the straightforward version, instead of going all the way through and going like right in front of them or right behind them or whatever, you can actually cancel it and just go straight right back to where you were, adding another level of depth, mind games, and strategy to his gameplay. And his super, his super. Okay, wait, first of all, I'm not going to be talking about his install because I'm not exactly sure what it is. Yeah, I forgot to learn what his install was. I completely forgot to learn what it was. My bad, y'all. But to be fair, I was saving his meter for his super, so I literally never used his install because his super is insane. So his super is almost full screen hitting move, and it's very fast on startup. Like it's an insanely fast startup super, meaning it's a great counter tool. Like this super is so fast that there's so many times where I was like about to push a button, and like as I pushed the button, like instantly boom, right in my face, this super was going off on me. On both the AI and real players, like this super in my opinion is probably one of the best supers in the game, and because it's so fast on startup, it has really good range and it does an insane amount of damage. Like it does crazy damage. It's just a really good fun super to use, whether you want to use it in a combo, you want to use it to anti-air, you want to use it to whiff punish, you want to use it to punish a projectile, you want to use it in the middle of a cross up or a mix. This super is just awesome. It's amazing. You can use it in so many different situations because it's just that good. And overall, Omega Red's just a really fun character, especially if you like strategy in your gameplay, as he's a very strategic character because how many different options he has with the different follow-ups on his grab, with the different angles as well on both his grab and his bungee attack, the fact you can cancel his bungee attack to do some mind games. He's a very strategic character, which makes him very fun to play.
Round 1. Fight!
At number 5, we have Psylocke. So Psylocke's really fun in this game. Like, really fun. I originally thought going into this I wouldn't have a whole lot of fun with her since she didn't have her teleport move like in later Marvel fighting games. I was wrong. Oh yeah, I was wrong. She really only has her projectile and her DP, but that's all she needs. All she needs. She's really fun. Especially since her install gives her kind of clones. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and talk about her install first. It gives her clones, and it means mind games, and it's it's just really cool. And I'm pretty sure it also gives you more range on attacks as well, since the clones can attack as well. I could be wrong, but I do think the clones can attack as well, meaning you get even more range on some of the attacks, which is awesome. Now let's talk about her special moves. So if you know nothing about her projectile, I'll explain it. Her projectile is a standard fireball motion, being quarter circle forward punch or 2-3-6 punch, with light punch being a downwards angle, medium punch being forward, and heavy punch being an upwards angle. And like the other Marvel fighting games she's in, you can do these in the air as well. And it's just a really good projectile, especially since you can actually do it off a lot of her command moves. Like if you do back heavy kick, you can do it to cancel the back heavy kick animation. If you do her forward medium kick, which is an overhead attack, you can cancel the overhead animation and do projectile, which makes it really useful for mind games. You can pretty much cancel any of her command moves using projectile, which means it's even more zoning and even more mind games. And on top of that, she has her DP as well, which just like in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Marvel vs. Superheroes, it's still really useful and fun to do here as well. It's a really fast DP. It doesn't do the most damage, but it's a really fast DP with really good frame data, and it's just really fun move to use to both punish something, or to end a combo with. And the fact that her fireball can actually OTG, her light version of the fireball can OTG, just makes it a really good combo ender as well. Like a really viable bread and butter combo with her is literally sweep into light fireball. Like it's just basic bread and butter what to do with her, but even though it's so basic, it's always satisfying to do. And I have like no negatives to say about Psylocke at all. She's really fun in this game. And oh yeah, her super, I almost forgot her super. Yeah, her super is really good as well, like insanely good. And the best thing about her super, you can actually control the direction it goes on startup. So her super, she kind of just like turns into like a giant drill, I guess you could say. And you can actually choose the angle it goes, meaning you can use the super as a mix-up tool, an overhead tool. You can use it as just a normal pressure tool. You can use it as a combo ender. You can use it as an anti-air tool. You can use it in the air as well. And on block, you can even do it again to back up. Yeah, so I found that out when playing her, because there was quite a few times where it got blocked. You can actually do the super twice in a row. I never knew that until actually taking the time to learn her in this game. Great to know. I never knew you could do it twice in a row, but there was quite a few times where I found myself doing it twice in a row. And either the second time I would retreat to make myself safe, or I would just continue the pressure and hope they would unblock. And most of the time they didn't unblock because, well, it wasn't expected at all. And it's just really fun to do. Pretty basic stuff going on. Like, it's basic to learn and understand, but the more you play as her, the more you'll realize how high her skill ceiling can be. I'm not saying it's the highest skill ceiling in the game, because it's not, but Psylocke's skill ceiling can definitely be kind of high. So if you like a character like that, that's easy to pick up and play, but it can be kind of tricky to master. Psylocke's definitely a solid choice. She's insanely fun in this game.
Round one. Fight!
And at number 4, and the final character in this tier, we have Silver Samurai. I was not expecting like Silver Samurai at all, but he's insanely fun. So he has so many options, it's insane. He has a DP punch special move, he has a projectile special move that can be used in the air and on the ground, and it can be used for both zoning and pressure. He has just really good buttons in general, especially his heavy punch buttons. Like, the amount of range his sword has is insane. It really is. And he has like 3 different installs. Like, one install gives him like fire effects on his attacks. One gives him ice effects, and another gives him electric effects on his attacks. I don't know the frame data or the damage data or anything for these installs at all, but they're really fun to do and just really cool to pull off as well. And he just has really good buttons, like insanely good buttons. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention what his DP punch does. You can actually also just do rapid punch, like you can just tap the punch button. Like a lot of times it will do the same move, but it's multi-slashes, and multi-slashes is just a pressure tool. Like, it's just a really good pressure tool. Like, think Honda's 100 hand slap from the Street Fighter series. It's pretty much that, just with a sword instead. It's a really good pressure tool. And he has a really good super as well, like a really good super. And even though Silver Samurai doesn't have the most abundant amount of special moves, he has a really good poking game. That's pretty much how you want to play Silver Samurai, is through his poking game, because he's a slow, meticulous character for sure, and because of that, it makes him have really, really, really good pokes as well, and also pretty good chip damage as well. And I enjoyed him a lot more than I thought I was going to, in all honesty, because I had no idea what to expect when playing him. I honestly didn't even know who Silver Samurai was until the Marvel vs. Capcom series and the X-Men fighting games. Never knew him as a kid, never really knew him as an adult until like, I want to say last year. But yeah, I was not expecting his gameplay to actually be this fun. I expected him to be pretty boring, but he is not boring at all. He is actually pretty solid and fun to play.
Round one. Fight!
Now we're on the top 3 of the list, and number 3 is Wolverine. Wolverine is always fire to play. Like, it seems like no matter what game he's in, he's always really, really, really fun to play. And this game is no different. Wolverine is so sick in this game. Where to even begin? Great pressure, great mix-ups, and amazing movement. Absolutely amazing movement. A plethora of special moves, with a DP being a really good option for both combo and anti-air options. He has his drill claw, which is a really good option as well for both movement, anti-airing, combos, just pressure, all sorts of stuff. He has really good buttons. He has insane movement, which means he can do some insane mix-ups and cross-ups. If you have the execution for Wolverine, or you ever seen someone with good execution for Wolverine in this game, you know his movement, mixing his jumps with his dashes, mixing with his special moves and all that. He can do some insane setups that can make him pretty unpredictable to fight sometimes, and it's really fun to watch and play. He has like a foot dive from the wall. He just has a foot dive in general, where he just dives straight to the ground, not an angle, but just straight down, meaning that it can be used for mind games. So along with already having insane movement, he has mind games included as well, because of his like foot dive that makes him go straight to the ground, meaning you can probably do instant cross-ups or instant mix-ups or instant mind games with it. But also on top of the foot dive, the fact that his drill claw can be directed, like you can choose which direction to go, meaning you can bait out anti-airs, you can bait out whiff punish, you can bait out all sorts of stuff with it. He just has really good mind games. His toolset in general just is really good for mind games. And on top of that, he has a really good super. Like, his super is great. It's a really good pressure tool and combo tool. And his install is a healing super. Like, he just straight up starts healing himself, which if you know the character, it makes sense, considering he has self-healing in the comics and the movies and other games because of his X factor. So it makes sense as his install, and it's very useful as well, especially if you actually can find a good opportunity to use it. And overall, yeah, Wolverine's just insane in this game. Like, there's absolutely no negatives to say, nothing bad to say about his gameplay at all. He's in my top 3 for a reason. He's in my main rotation for a reason. He's just insane in this game, and easily one of the most fun characters to play.
Round one. Fight!
At number 2, we have my main, Storm. Storm is awesome in this game. She's so cool. Oh my god, Storm's so cool in this game. This is probably my favorite version to play of the character ever. And I play her in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, I play her in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 a little bit. I've played her in Marvel Rivals before, even though it's not a fighting game, I still played her in that. But yeah, honestly, X-Men Children of the Atom Storm is probably my favorite version of Storm to play, like, ever. I haven't tried her out in X-Men vs. Street Fighter, but I imagine she's pretty fun in that. But out of the versions of Storm I have tried, easily my favorite version of the character to play is X-Men COTA Storm. Where to begin? Insane movement, insanely good buttons. Like, her buttons are insanely good. Really, really good pressure, really good keep away, really good zoning, really good mind games, really good mix up, really good movement, like insane movement. I might already said that actually. I don't know if I did. Storm's insane. Her main projectile being Whirlwind, just really, really, really good for zoning, counter zoning. It can be used for setups. It can be used as an OTG as well as it does OTG. Her electric strike move, which is very, very similar to Wolverine's Drill Claw. It's also a really good movement tool, mind game tool, and combo tool as well. And her install gives her like really good movement as she just kind of starts floating around because of the wind, which means she just gets even better movement. And outside of the install, she even has just air dashes in general and really good air movement in general. Like you can do air dash up, you can do air dash forward, air dash down. Like she just has really good air movement along with really good buttons in general. Like her standing heavy punch is such a good button. Her crouching medium punch is a really good button as well, especially since it kind of links into each other. Like if you dash forward and do it twice, that's just an automatic link, and it's just really satisfying to do. And her super, in my opinion, is probably my favorite super to do in the game because it's full screen. It's full screen, and it's pretty much Omega Red super, doing multiple hits, doing a lot of damage, reaching full screen, being good for a counter tool, of anti-zoning tool, just a lot of different situations you can apply to, or even a combo tool. But it is a bit slower. Even then though, it's still an amazing super and a really fun super as well. Like Storm's my main for a reason. I absolutely love playing her. Everything you could need in a game with a lot of movement, Storm has. Zoning, pressure, combos, mix-ups, cross-ups, movement, insane movement. Like, she's got it all, which makes her absolutely goated to play.
You dare rise against me. The human era is over. The mutant era has come.
Round one. Fight!
And my number one favorite character to play in this game is Magneto. Yeah, so if you know anything about this game and you know how Magneto is in this game, it's probably no surprise. And honestly, I initially wasn't even planning on doing this. I was not planning on having him number one because he is like the best character in the game. He's absolutely busted. Like, he's banned from tournaments in this game for a reason. He's busted. And I'm usually not the type of person who goes, oh, this character is insanely fun to play because they're busted. No, I usually don't do that. But yeah, Magneto's insanely fun to play because he's busted. Like, I'm not joking. Magneto's insanely busted, what makes him just goated to play. When I say Storm has everything, she does. But Magneto has everything times 10. Like, he has an insane full screen super that's also OTG super, and it does insane chip damage as well. Along with that, he has tons of zoning options, pressure options, combo options, mix-up options, movement options. He has so much going on. Like, he's banned from tournaments for a reason. He has everything. He can do everything everyone else can do, just better. You want some pressure? Pick Magneto. You want some really good zoning? Pick Magneto. You want some good mix-up? Pick Magneto. You want some really cheap stuff to do? Pick Magneto. Yeah, Magneto even has like a install super that makes him immune to all attacks. No, I'm not joking. You heard that right. He has a shield install where he kind of surrounds himself in a bubble, similar to the way he does in Marvel Rivals, where he can surround someone with a bubble to make them immune to attacks. Yeah, he can do that in this. And it lasts a good amount of time too. Like, it lasts a minute. It lasts a bit. It really does. And it's very cheap. Especially since one of his special moves, he actually sends out something to grab them and bring them towards him. Yeah, so an actual viable strategy with Magneto is popping out his bubble that makes him immune to all attacks, meaning you can't damage him at all. And as they're like sitting there trying to, especially against new players who don't know how to fight against him, as they're sitting there trying to figure out a way to attack him, if you can pop out that move, that special move that brings them towards him, oh, not only did you not take any damage, but you got a free combo off of it as well, because you brought them in towards you. It's broken. And also, that's a really good OTG setup. He has just his heavy punch in general. Like, his heavy punch is legit a projectile. Like, it's not a punch, it's a projectile. It's like his, if you know his beam move from like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where he shoots out like a beam, like a purple beam, yeah, that's just his heavy punch in this. He has a launcher with crouching heavy punch. He has really good air projectiles as well, like really good air projectiles. And he just has really good installs in general, especially that shield one. It's just absolutely busted. And yeah, he's insanely fun to play. There's not a whole lot to say. I usually don't think busted characters are fun just because they're busted, like at all. Actually, in a lot of games I've played, a lot of the busted characters or so-called broken characters are even like in my top 5 favorite to play. that Magneto is definitely different. He just built different, okay? It's Magneto. He just built different. We all know this. He's busted, and because he's busted, it makes him insanely fun to play in this game, because he just has literally everything, and it's really cheap stuff that makes him fun. And I'm not personally ever going to main him, because I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to be that guy going on casuals on this game, just cheesing everyone by playing the boss character. So I'm never going to main him, but I'd be lying if I said he wasn't goated to play. I'd be lying. I can't say he's not. Like, he's easily my favorite character to play in the game. I'm not going to lie. And that was the entire roster of X-Men Children of the Atom Rings. Once again, this video was completely opinionated, so there was nothing that has to do with how good they are, nothing to do with how viable they are. It was strictly based on how much I enjoy playing them, which is ironic since the best character in the game is number 1, but hey, Magneto's fun, what can I say? Hey, so editing Tyler here, and it's currently midnight for me, so I'm a little bit more on the quiet side. That's why I do apologize. But I realized I completely forgot to do this in the original outro, so here we are. And this is just kind of the recap section. So, to recap, at Tier 5, never picking them tier, we have Akuma and Spiral. Tier 4, alright tier, we have Sentinel. Tier 3, me play equals me smile tier, we have Cyclops and Colossus. Tier 2, insanely fun tier, we have Iceman, Juggernaut, Omega Red, Psylocke, and Silver Samurai. Tier 1, go to gameplay tier, we have Wolverine, Storm, and Magneto. Alright, that's it. I just forgot to put that in the original intro. Alright, back to the regular video. And that's going to be it for today, my G's. If you made it this far into this video, I just want to say thank you, truly. This is a series I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about doing this series. I'm glad I'm able to actually do it. And it's just a really fun excuse to try out multiple games and learn characters in those games. And it's just a series I've been wanting to do for a minute now. And I'm really excited and happy I'm actually able to do it now. And if you made it this far, considering dropping a like, as that would definitely help out and I would highly appreciate it, or maybe even subscribing to not miss out on future content such as my Hall of Fame series, my horror game playthroughs, maybe some other fighting game related videos here and there, or of course more Rank the Roster videos, as I will definitely be doing more of these in the future. I have a tons of tier lists already started made up for this series because I have no life, but I have tons of tier lists already like in my bookmarks ready to go that I'm ready to start to use for these videos, and this is just a series I'm very excited about. And to those that are waiting for my next Hall of Fame video, don't worry, I am working on it. I have been working on it for the past couple months now. I want to say I started working on it shortly after the Chun-Li video. It's just that, well, yeah, the character I have planned next for the Hall of Fame series, no spoilers, but the character I had planned next, I didn't realize I had to unlock them in one of the games. And because I didn't realize that, that's left a big speed bump in the road on the video. And it might be a while before that video comes out, but don't worry, I am still working on the next Hall of Fame video. It's just that it's going to be on a hiatus for a while because the way I had to unlock this character in that one specific game I had to unlock them in is I had to play through a game mode that will take up to 20 hours to complete. And I had to complete said game mode, and then there's even more specific requirements to actually unlock him. It's going to be a minute, but trust me, I'm still working on it. But as soon as I unlock him, whenever I find the time to sit down and actually play through that game mode and unlock him, I'm going to continue the script, and I'm going to try to get that video out as soon as possible after I do eventually unlock him in that game. I don't know how long it's going to be, but just know I have not given up on that series yet. Still really excited about that series. It's just going to take a minute before that video comes out, but bear with me. And while you're here, a little bit of shameless self-promotion to throw in. If you like fighting games and horror games, make sure to check out my Twitch and my TikTok, as I do upload both Twitch clips and fighting game related content in general on my TikTok. And on Twitch, I stream horror games and fighting games every week. I try to go anywhere between 3 or 4 times a week, mainly 3 times a week. But if you like horror games, if you like fighting games, make sure to check out my Twitch, as I do try to play more of those quote-unquote dead games, as I actually enjoy some of these deader fighting games, and I feel like they need more light shine, because even though they're not in the spotlight anymore, these games are still fun to play. Now, I still do play like stuff like Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8 every now and then, but I try to go for the more niche fighting games, or fighting games that don't get as much play anymore, because they're really, really fun games. I just love fighting games in general. But like I said, that's going to be it for today, my G's. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you made it this far, I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you made it this far, and if you're listening still, probably not because I yap too much. If not, I completely understand. But if you're still here, hey, great. Let me know in the comments what game you'd like to see next in the series, as I do have tons of tier lists already set up, and I started working on some of the tier lists as well with my prior knowledge to how the characters play. And because I have so many tier lists set up, if you want to recommend what game you'd like to see next in the series, feel free to put in the suggestions below, as even though I do kind of have a plan on like the roadmap of the games I want to do, like the order I want to do, I'm always willing to listen to your guys' suggestions and take those in consideration as well to see what game I should cover next in the series and what roster I should rank next as well. And that's going to be it for today, my G's. Until next time, keep being a G.